Hello YouTube and welcome back. So, I am Davros and I am a Whovian and I'm wearing my Trust Her She's the Doctor t-shirt. So, today it is first and last reviews and it is on the first and last episodes or adventures of the Eighth Doctor, Paul McGann, 1996 and 2013. So to kick it off, I'm reviewing the TV movie. So, yeah, Doctor Who, of course, cancelled in 1989, which was a shame. And that, we still had McCoy as the current Doctor. And in 1996, for one night only, even though my generation, the sci-fi shows for us to watch were Star Trek Next Generation, DS9, Voyager, and X-Files and that, for one night only in 1996, we had the TV movie. Yes, starring Paul McGann as the Doctor. Of course, it started with Sylvester McCoy, and of course he said that they should have started the film with McGann, and if it should form into a series, then have the whole Seventh Doctor thing going on. But, of course, this was meant to be like a pilot for a revived series, and of course it didn't get enough success to become a series. And Paul McGann actually signed a bit of paper for it in case it does. And of course it didn't. So, yes, 1996 we had Doctor Who, the TV movie. And we started with Sylvester McCoy because despite the show being cancelled, he still felt like he had to come back and at least do a regeneration, and that's exactly what he did. So for like the first half hour or so, Sylvester McCoy's the Doctor till he has the whole regeneration, and we also have the Master, who is desperate to become whole again after his remains like liquidize and take over a human body and regenerates into it. Now, what did I like about this? Well, this had Eric Roberts as the Master, and he had an American voice in that. And which I guess wasn't too bad. And for me, Eric Roberts did a great job as the Master. He was just evil in every way. Of course, Eric Roberts played Bruce at the beginning, but then when the Master regenerated into his body, yeah. I found him quite creepy and quite evil. And of course everyone knows Eric Roberts is Julia Roberts' brother and Emma Roberts' dad. But yeah, I enjoyed his performance in this. I also thought Paul McGann, he was great as the Doctor, but I felt like we didn't get to see enough of him or get to know him too well. I mean, he did regenerate in the film to McCoy to McGann, and he sort of had to quickly get his head around the whole regeneration and that because he had to save the world at the end of the 20th century, because it was like New Year's 1999. Of course, 3 years before. So, yeah. Yeah, I love this film. I mean, as a 10-year-old, as a 5-year-old watching this film in 1996, my only memory is the regeneration, and I remember being absolutely terrified. It scared the hell out of me, and apparently my dad had to carry me upstairs to bed and stay with me till I fell asleep because it scared me that much. The Master especially. Okay, let's get on to other likes. I also like the performance from Daphne Ashbrook, who played Dr. Grace Holloway. And the other guy, I can't remember his name, but he played the Chinese kid Lee. He was a good supporting lead as well. A lot of this film was Americanized because I think it was filmed in Canada but set in San Francisco. But that's, Doctor Who, though, you can travel anywhere in time and space and what have you. And I guess it kind of made a change from like modern day London and that. But yeah, I like this one. Probably looking at it now, I wouldn't say I'm as much in love with it as I was 10 years ago, but I still think it's a good film and enjoyable. And a shame that Paul McGann didn't get to like really spread his wings. But he did, however, get to continue his run as the Doctor in audio adventures, and he said that was better because he could like vocalise everything and do things you wouldn't get away with on telly. So at least Paul McGann got to reprise his role in audio and also make appearances in Doctor Who comics and graphic novels and that. And of course, Paul McGann still continues to play his Doctor in audio to this very day and stuff, and still looks good for his age. And that, say he's about 59 nearly this year. Yeah, I very much enjoyed this one-off performance from McGann. And this was his only on-screen performance as the Doctor until the Night of the Doctor, which we will get to very shortly. So, let's get on to our final thoughts and ratings. I thought this was a good film. The effects were finally digitalised because it was the 90s, and I feel like Doctor Who should have continued into the 90s and that. We only got one taste of it in the 90s and that, but still, I enjoyed the hell out of this when I was younger. I still think it's good now, and I still do enjoy it. I'll watch it whenever it's on, or watch it on DVD or whatever. But yeah, Doctor Who, the TV movie. So with all that being said, I'm going to give the TV movie, I'm going to give this probably a 3.5 out of 5, because it is of my earliest memories of the show. Okay, so now for the last review, and for the last it is, of course, The Night of the Doctor. Let's do it. Okay, so The Night of the Doctor. So, of course, with the name of the Doctor ending on a cliffhanger on who is John Hurt, why is he credited as the Doctor, and us finding out that he is an incarnation in between the 8th and 9th, and all that, and kicking off the 50th anniversary celebrations, we were treated to a one last performance from Paul McGann. Now, of course, when this was put online and interactively on November 14th, which was Paul McGann's birthday, 2013, I was like thinking, oh, is this another prequel? Just a quick one to, and what have you. But I was completely blown away when we saw Paul McGann as the Doctor. I was like, my jaw dropped and I got right excited, and I was like, oh my god, that's the Doctor from my childhood! You know, that little 5-year-old in me just, my 5-year-old self was like, oh my god, look at this! I can't believe it! So, yeah, this was just mind-blowing for me. I really couldn't believe they actually got Paul McGann back. And I'd heard for a while rumours that they're going to get Paul McGann to do a regeneration into John Hurt, and I was like, okay, but what, John Hurt's older and all that. But yeah, I was just completely amazed by it. So, yes, the 8th Doctor, Paul McGann, came back. He's saving a woman, Cass, from a crashing ship, and of course, she refuses to come along with the Doctor when she finds out he's from Gallifrey and he's a Time Lord and he's not part of this Time War. Then we find he's crashed on Khan, and Ohelia, played by Claire Higgins, she tells the Doctor that he's part of this war whether he likes it or not, and he has to fight in it. And of course, with him being resurrected temporarily after the crash, he has 4 minutes to make the decision: die or regenerate and take part in the Time War. And of course, he's given characteristics, with these potions, because the change didn't have to be random. They could trigger his regeneration. He could be whatever he wanted: fat or thin, old or young, wise or angry, man or woman. And of course, he chose warrior because he thought if there's no need for a Doctor anymore, he had to become a warrior. And then he drank the potion and regenerated into the War Doctor. So let's get on to my likes and dislikes. First of all, I liked that they actually brought back Paul McGann. He said he was willing to do it if he didn't have to wear that wig again, because he wore a wig in the TV movie. And they were like, alright then. So, yes. I was just happy to see him come back and finally have him do his long-deserved regeneration. Because for a long time, we were wondering how did the Eighth Doctor regenerate? What caused him to regenerate? It was unknown for so long, and we finally got to see him have his long-deserved regeneration scene. And Stephen Moffat, I have to thank him for that, because he finally, he tied the classic and the new era together, letting us connect it all and that, because it still is that same show from all those years ago, and that. So, yes, Paul McGann coming back to do his regeneration, and I like the regeneration. I like the final performance he gave, even though it was about 9 minutes long. I still enjoyed it, and I like when McGann said, if there's no need for it, he said a quote from the Bible, physician, heal thyself. He just drank from that potion and glowed and regenerated. I also like how we didn't get to see the War Doctor's face properly, but we got to see it in a reflection, in not a mirror, but something. We got to see his face reflected, and I was like, so that's why. And I'm thinking, yeah, CGI young John Hurt's face in there to make it look like he'd been fighting in the Time War for years, because by time then, he was old in the Day of the Doctor. And of course, you're thinking, should I review the Day of the Doctor? Should I not? Yeah. Anyway, yeah, that has been my first and last review for the Eighth Doctor. So, almost forgot the ratings. So I'm going to give the Night of the Doctor, you know what, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5, because I really enjoyed it, and I love that they brought Paul McGann back for it and did it properly. So, yes. So that's it for, of course, like I've just said, this first and last review on the Eighth Doctor. Let me know what you think to it down in the comments. Did you enjoy this one? Did you enjoy the movie or whatever? Let me know down in the comments below. If you like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to share with your friends and all that stuff. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell. And until next time, run for your life.